All right. What I'm going to do now is show you how to begin designing your stairs for your house. And what we're going to be concerned with right now is just plan view. Just looking straight down on the plan at about a 4-foot cut plane. So plan view is the only thing I'm worried about. There's more to designing stairs than just in the plan view, but this is where we're going to start. And we have to have some information, some known information to kind of set our constraints. And one of those is that there is code involved. Okay, so your stairs must be 36 inches wide, just like a hallway. Now, depending on the location that you live in, sometimes that is 36 inches wide without including the handrail, and some places it is including the handrail. So if you're in a situation where you have a handrail and you have to have 36 inches between the wall and the handrail, then you'll probably go with a staircase that's more like 42 inches wide. So that really depends on where you are located, what city you're in, about how to do this. But 36 inches wide is the rule. 42 inches wide is more like a design standard, based sometimes on the code and sometimes not. But we'll look at just doing, for now, we'll do a 36-inch wide set of stairs. Some other things that we have to know about stairs is that we have a riser height, a maximum riser height. Let's say max riser height is 7 1/4 inches. Okay, so this, as you rise, each step that goes up cannot be more than a 7 1/4 inch step. And then you have a tread. A tread is the horizontal piece that you step on, and that has to be at least 10 inches wide. It can be more, it just can't be less than 10 inches. On the 7 1/4, it can be less than that, but it can't be more than that. So a couple of things we'll have to be aware of. One is that we do have our stairs will start here at the first floor, obviously. And we have between that, the floor and the ceiling, we have 8 feet. Okay, oops. Let me erase that, 8 feet. And of course, 8 feet turned into inches. 8 times 12 equals 96. All right, so we'll just go ahead and turn this into 96 inches. We're just going to work in inches. Okay, now on the ceiling, of course, it's not just this surface and then the other side of it is your upper floor. There is some material, some space in between that. First off is your drywall. Your ceiling is made of drywall, which is, anywhere from 1/2 inch to 5/8 inch thick. Sometimes code will govern that as well. So we'll call this drywall, and we'll just go ahead and go with 1/2 inch drywall. Okay, which will make up your ceiling. All right, and on top of that, you have either a rafter or a truss system. And joists, ceiling joists. So a joist system, and joist can span anywhere from 7 1/4 on up to 12 inches or what have you. Trusses the same way. Truss systems can usually start out at around 1 foot, and they can go even larger. So let's say we're going to use a truss system in here, and our truss system is going to be 1 foot. Draw a little cheap truss there. So that's basically 12 inches. We'll just go ahead and make it inches. Okay. On top of the truss system is the decking or sheathing, really decking is what it should be called, or subfloor. Let's do that, subfloor. Okay, a lot of terms are interchangeable in the industry, but or if you're a tradesman anyway. Subfloor is 3/4 of an inch. On top of your subfloor, you're going to have a floor finish, and it can be one of many things from tile to carpet to wood and what have you. And you would have to have an idea of what it is that you're going to use in order to make this a good transition from the first floor to the top floor. In all actuality, if you're doing it like this, you really don't have to consider the floor material, because whatever you add up here for floor material, you're also going to add some floor material down here, so they'll kind of cancel each other out depending. One might be thicker than the other, so it really depends. Use your judgment there. And I think what I'm going to do is I am going to add a 1/2 inch of material for finish. And that's just in case my upper floor finish is a 1/2 inch larger than my lower floor finish. So there we have all of our measurements, and we want to add all of this together. So 96 plus 1/2 plus 12 plus 3/4 and plus 1/2. Okay, so we've got 96 plus 12 is, what is that? I'm sorry, I'm slow with math. I have to actually see it being done. Okay, that's 108. All right, plus another inch here and here, so that's 109, and then 3/4. Okay, so 109 3/4 inches is what we need to go from here all the way up to the top of that second floor. Now, to figure out how many steps, and that's what we're after right now in plan view, we want to know how many steps it's going to take to get up to the top floor. So we said that 7 1/4 was our maximum height. So we can take 109 3/4 and divide 7 1/4. Okay, so if I do that, 109.75 divided by 7.25 equals, okay, 15.13. Now, we can't have 0.13 of a step. So we have to find a whole number of steps that's going to make that height without going over 7 1/4 inches per rise. And to do that, we would use 16. We'll go ahead and round this up to 16. So we're going to have 16 steps. Okay, and when you get ready to actually build that or design that from the elevation view, that's when you'll know how tall exactly your risers will be. They won't be quite 7 1/4, probably right around close to right at 7 with that figure right there. So we have 16 steps going up to the top floor, and you can go more steps than that and have shorter steps going up if you want. That's not a problem at all. And two, depending on the space that you have to fill, as far as the horizontal space that your staircase would fill up, I mean, you could adjust the size of your treads as well, make them larger than 10 inches to fill up a larger space. Okay, meaning that my stairs, instead of being like this right here, they might fill up more space and be more like this right here. Okay, more of a gradual climb instead of a full climb. So 16 steps is what we need. Now I'm going to take you over to AutoCAD, and we're going to see how we do that in AutoCAD. All right, so continuing on here, I have my stairs. This is a switchback set of stairs, and this is what they're going to look like when you're done. You have this portion here, which is going to be below the 4-foot cutoff plane in plan view. And then, of course, we sort of put a little cut line here, and then everything above that is in hidden lines because it is above that 4-foot cut plane. So we really don't see those at that cut plane, but they are there, so we're indicating that they are there. And of course, I have, for my downstairs view, I have the line that goes up the middle and comes here, and then there's the little arrow at the end, and then up, the word up. That's what you'll have also. And for the downstairs, I mean, when you're looking at it from upstairs, after I get through drawing it over here, then you will see the same thing, but with this section here in solid lines, this section down here in the dashed lines with the same arrow but going in the other direction, and then the word down right here. I'll let you see what that looks like. But to know how to lay your stairs out, from here it is really simple. You're going to have a 36-inch wide staircase, whether it be switchback or single. We know we need 16 steps to get where we want to go. Okay, so it's really as simple as drawing a 3-foot line. Okay, and then offsetting whatever your tread depth. It's got to be at least 10 inches. So I can do a 10-inch, and it depends. If I have more space to work with, more space to fill up, I can make it wider than 10 inches. So I'm going to offset those 10 inches. Okay, so I'm going to do every one until I get 17 steps. And I mean 16 steps, sorry. Okay, now that 16th rise is going to be your landing, because it will take 16 steps to get up there. So we have from the ground floor over here, we're stepping up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and continue on. If you are doing a switchback, then you'll do the same thing, but you'll do, in this case here with 16 steps, we'll do 8 up and then on one side, and then 8 up in the other direction. And we also draw this landing right here, okay? And that landing is basically, it's like a hallway. It has to be 36 inches from the wall to where that last step comes up, and then of course, you know, spin around. You got your other 36-inch wide set of stairs going up. So from there, it's really pretty easy. You just, you know, fill in, you know, the rest of the dots here to make a full staircase. However you feel like doing that. You can even do something like this for 8 steps and then copy it. See, copy. Oops. Okay, it should be a little. Of course, it doesn't have to be perfectly close. Sometimes your switchback stairs, there is a little bit of distance. And I think right here with mine, I am going to redesign this a little bit to go ahead and fill up this extra space right here, to spread those out and have a little bit of a gap between my 2 steps going up. But yes, that gap can exist. And then just like I did with the other one, say 36 inches, now I've got my landing. Okay, so there is our landing. Now all I have to do from here is draw my line going up, and you know, section it off and do these up here, and then some of these over here in dashed lines. And then of course I'll kind of do the same in reverse, but for the upstairs section over here. So that's how you do stairs. The hardest part is really just calculating the number of steps that you need. All right, well, good luck with that.